Hello there again, YouTube. It is once again I, your ghostly host with the most, Nox Burza, back to bring you more blasphemous banter from beyond the grave. Today, we're only talking about one thing, Static fucking X, Project Regeneration Volume 1. I've got my signed copy of the liner notes right here. I've got my CD right here. Got my signed limited edition poster right here. I'm ready to fucking rock out to this shit. Are you ready, YouTube? Because you fucking should be. This is the first new stuff from Static X in more than 12 years. Here it is, Project Regeneration. My thoughts on the masterpiece that is Wayne Static's legacy. All the way from number 1, Regeneration, to 12, Dead Souls. Let's fucking do this. In 3, 2, 1, and roll!
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
I feel so good. I feel so good.
First song, Regeneration. Well, as you might have expected, Regeneration isn't actually a song so much as an intro to the video. This isn't the character for most bands do these days, and I really see nothing wrong with it. There's actually even a good sample in it from I'm With Stupid, which is off their first album, Wisconsin Death Trip, which Static has just spent an entire year touring on, so it makes a lot of sense that they would start the album off by paying final homage to their first and arguably probably their most famous album. Wisconsin Death Trip has sold most of their albums, so it does make sense. But it's just a fun little techno ditty. Anyway, on to track number 2, Hollow. Alright, so the first real song on the album, Hollow, which was also the first single that was released for Project Regeneration. Man, it had to have been about 6 months ago. Great song. I feel hollow, no tomorrow, take your drink, it's hard to swallow. You want it, you need it, you get it, you got it. You take it, you make it, everything feels so hollow. You can kind of hear where Wayne's head was at when he was writing this song. Now, for better or for worse, many of these songs were apparently written during the Shadow Zone, Star to War, or Machine eras. Essentially, they were B-sides, and 1 or 2 of them were newer towards the end of his lifespan. Which kind of makes it interesting, because every single one of these songs, you can really kind of hear what album the sound was supposed to go with. The Wisconsin Death Trip album has a very trip-hop metal sound. The Machine album has a unquestionably industrial heavy metal sound. You get Shadow Zone, which was gothic industrial metal, very gothic industrial metal. Then you get Beneath, Between, Beyond, which is basically B-sides. Full disclosure, I haven't actually listened to that one. I will eventually. You get Star to War, which Hello, Louie. Are you going to make an appearance? Are you going to make your first appearance? No, you're not. You're just going to sit here and argue. Alright. I'll show you Louie sometime else. Anyway, you had the Star War album, which all the artwork for was obviously inspired by Star Wars. And the songs on it were strange. We'll get to that album another time, though. Colorful Static, everything was very obviously exactly what Wayne wanted it to sound like. And then you get this, which is besides the new stuff. So that's just a quick background on it. Hollow, I give Hollow a really solid 10 for a starting off song. I feel hollow, no tomorrow, take a drink, it's hard to swallow. Whatever, dude. It sounds fucking great when he's belting it out. On to song number 3. What can I say about the song? It really starts off with a bang. Da 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 ba 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 ba. That's exactly how the song starts, and it just gets you into the groove. The pre-chorus is pretty great. The lyrics are very simple. This probably was a B-side from during the Machine era. Kill me, mind you. See me, blind you. Feel me, grind you. Seething virtue. Pray for it to hear me slit you. Now, the way that it's played, it sounds a lot like the song Black and White off of their Machine album. Either that, or I could definitely argue it sounds like Shit in a Bag from Machine as well. Also sounds a little bit like Blood for Days. I don't know. This is a great fucking song. I give this song a solid 9. It is not quite as good as Hollow, but you know, it's hard to follow up with such a great intro. At any rate, on to the next song. Terminator Oscillator. So, just the name itself evokes strong industrial vibes, and the song does the exact same thing. This is very much a continuation of other industrial, grindy, harsh sounds that that Sagax has been very proud of and carry on melodically in some fashion or another ever since the Machine album. Again, much like with Hollow and Worth Dying For, this sounds like a B-side from Machine. I am the senseless, the vicious, the wicked. Annihilate, calculate, devastate, terminate, obliterate, incinerate. I am the vicious. It's actually very philosophical if you read them. I don't know, Wayne was an amazing lyricist, and to be honest, even though everything that he did was heavy metal related, I still don't think that he let that hold him back from what he was writing in his lyrics themselves. I know that he sometimes made a joke out of the fact that no one could really hear him when he did blah, 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 that thing. But he only did that in a few songs, and yeah, he would, like during the song Cannibal, for instance, in the beginning when he's screaming, he admitted to his wife Tara on several occasions that he would fuck around with it during concerts. But the real lyrics, they're pretty heartfelt. I like this one. Terminator Oscillator makes me feel young again. I really like it, but it's a very, very, very simple song. I only give it a 7 out of 10, to be totally honest. But that's mostly because it's so much like stuff that I've heard before from them that I wish they would have added something more to it or found a better way to use Zero's voice. Which, speaking of which, that's a bitch that's going to come up in a few songs. But let's get to the next one first, which, of course, coming up is All These Years. All these years, students. All these years. So, I have heard a rumor or two on the internet that All These Years may or may not have been written very soon after the initial breakup originally of Static X. Now, for anyone who is on my channel and doesn't really know what happened, the TLDR version, we wanted to go off and do some private stuff. He didn't want to be on the road for a little while. He was working on solo material for what would become Pig Hammer. Tony wanted to stay on the road. He asked Tony to pay him the royalties that were due for playing his copyrighted work. Tony said, "All right, sure, bro, I got you." And like 6 months later, money came in. Very long, drawn-out legal thing, and Static X was originally dissolved. All These Years feels to me like something that was written back then. Everything we share is nothing. Everything we share is now dead. My emotions are distorted. Creeping silence. Nothing is said. Obviously, there's a lot of anger and pain and resentment going on. Probably some confusion from what it says. This is what it's come to. Don't you? Don't you hate me? I know I would. I remember times of innocence. Take it back. I would if I could. I'll destroy you. It's very poetic, kind of limericky. Visions of hell consume my thoughts. Forgotten tears through all these years. I know I don't usually deconstruct things like this exactly when I'm reviewing them, but I think that this is a very good song. This is quite possibly, actually, my favorite song on the album. It's not the most technical, and it's not the most bombastic or the most neat sounding, but I think this is a very well put together song. And I think that there was a lot of care and effort put into making it sound good. So I hope that everyone out there understands what I mean. Like this was the most well-crafted thing in the whole album. And that's how I feel about it. Next, Accelerate! So the next song on the list is Accelerate. Accelerate is a song that evokes moodiness and tones of music from like the late 90s and early 2000s. Back when industrial music was really kind of rising up still and had more rock than metal in it. I enjoy it. It's a very harsh song. Slow, take a ride from the low to go to motivate. course, it sounds a lot cooler when Zero's doing it. But, I'm not him. Accelerate is a fine choice of music. I wouldn't put it towards the top of the list of the album for best singles, but Accelerate is exactly what people who really enjoy Sega like myself are looking for. So, 8 out of 10. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 stanzas repeated 2 times with the same exact chorus in between them. What can I tell you? Simple works sometimes, Keep it simple, stupid. That's all I can say. So, 8 out of 10 banger. Ba, 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 ba. Sometimes that's all you need. On to the next one. Bring You Down. Time to bring you down. Holy crap, we're already halfway through this great album. Now, so far, you may think that I'm not that excited just because I'm not emoting a whole hell of a lot, but fuck it, we're on Bring You Down. I love this goddamn song. I don't know what it is specifically. It reminds me very much of the Starter War album, which I think is honestly I think Starter War might be my personal favorite album by Static X. It has the most songs on it that I can't skip through. It really does. You were the one to be true, to be down. I was out of the black. You brought me into the light now. Now take your little pills, headlong to overkill. Resent me because I represent what you hate. Don't wait. Short, simple, to the point, very poetic stuff though. And of course, this chorus brings in all that big bombastic techno sound that was so big in the Starter War album and during the Shadow Zone era, which was when they really became kind of big in the mainstream. And arguably those would be their most successful times, probably money-wise. I love Bring You Down. It is my third because my second favorite song is still coming up here. But Bring You Down is very, very good. I give this one I actually give this all a 9 out of 10 too. I'm probably not going to give anything on this album below a 7. The 7 was really because it felt like the same damn thing I've heard before. But this is Bring You Down, and this is 8 out of 10. So, on to the next one. My Fucking Destruction. My Destruction is the first song on this album written and performed by Zero exclusively. It is an interesting track. It really comes from a place of someone who was with Wayne when Wayne was coming up first in the world of music and was first becoming famous and his writing style was becoming known. This is probably my least enjoyed track on the album though, which really sucks to say because the instrumentality behind it is really neat. That being stated, unfortunately, this is going to be something vocal, and I don't like the direction that they went with the vocals on this track. Not because Zero is singing, mind you, but because we all are pretty sure that we know who the hell Zero is. Edsel Dope actually does have a really decent range, and even if he's pretending to be Wayne Static, they can still have let a little bit more of his actual octave ability come through. They really crushed down Zero's vocals in this one, and I don't like how flattened and how monotone everything sounds. That's what it sounds like when he's singing on this track. I don't really know why, because it doesn't sound that gravelly or that flat on any other track, but that's how it comes across on this. So, the lyrics are great. Embracing, disgracing, erasing the silence. Replace it with rage and with hate and with violence. Follow me, just follow me. Come follow me, just follow me. To hell yeah, hell yeah. That's how Wayne wrote. So this song is great. Unfortunately, I give this a 6 out of 10. So I did lie. But this gets such a low mark because the vocals should have been so much better, dude. Seriously. Tony Campos, if you ever see this video, I'm sorry, dude, but you made the wrong fucking decision on this song. You just did. Zero has better vocals, even coming through that vocoder on stage, than this provides. So, shame on you and do your shit better. Anyway, coming up, Something of My Own. Something of My Own. God damn it, I love this fucking song. This is my favorite song off of this album. Followed very closely, I believe, by Worth Dying For and All These Years. But Something of My Own is definitely my favorite one off this album. All my life, a new beginning. All my life, not understanding. All my life, it's you and me. All my life, we disagree. It's very introspective, you know. See through the dark, see through the light. See through this black, see through this white. Black and White, which is direct to, I think that's a direct callback to the song Black and White from Machine. You know, from him and Tony's, you know, real big fucking, you know, mass marketed album. Leave me to burn out in the cold. Leave me to learn things on my own. I've been searching my soul, looking for something of my own. He was so confused at the time. This sounds like something that was written during the Start of War era or just thereafter, maybe right before Cannibal got started. And, you know, this was when he and Tara were starting to get much heavier with each other. And I think this is about the time he got engaged. So, according to Tony and people who knew the Wells family at the time, this is when Wayne started getting more into drugs. So, that is sad. But Something of My Own is my favorite song off the album. It's got this great fucking industrial, harsh-ass industrial metal breakdown in the middle of it. Ba, 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 ba. Just, it's so hard to reproduce it. I'm sorry. I know it sounds silly. I'm just passionate about the fucking music, folks. This is your 11 out of 10 song. And with no further ado, I suggest we move on to the final chapter in the Asego saga. That being Asego Placebo. Go! Asego Placebo. If Merriam-Webster's dictionary had a place in it for all the different things that are music related, and it had a visual cue for things, next to the entry for industrial heavy metal would be a somehow physically rendered rendition of the song Asego Placebo. Asego Placebo. If Merriam-Webster's dictionary contained an audio track that would explain to you exactly what industrial heavy metal sounds like, Asego fucking Placebo is it, bro. Like, there is no other track I think I've ever heard that sounds this much like what industrial is supposed to be. Zero's voice is distorted in such a way on this that, like, at first you don't like it, but then you realize it's being done on purpose. It's being done to make him sound like an actual literal machine, which I thought was really neat. It's an extremely fast-paced song. It's a very brutally heavy song. I fucking love it. I can imagine people jumping. I can imagine Koichi Fukada jumping around stage, you know, fucking playing the guitar. Fucking, because that's what the Osaka assassin does. You know, he's full of fucking energy. It's like, you know, cocaine comes to life or some bullshit. But Asego Placebo is very good, and it has that horror element to it that a few of the other Asego tracks do. Has a little bit of, you know, the keys in the background, the strings that make you feel all creaky and shit. You know, that's something not quite right with standard cats. But I guess all good things have to come to an end, and we only have 2 more tracks. I'd say that Asego Placebo is a very solid contender and a solid 7 out of 10 for music. If you want to talk about technical, just for how much I enjoy the song. If you want to talk about technical pull-off, though, this is a 10 out of 10 song. It took an amazing amount of talent to make this song sound good. So I really do want to stress that. This is a 10 out of 10 song for technicality. So, follow me to the next song. Our second to last track on this amazing album is Follow. Follow is all over the fucking place. Honestly, it's my least enjoyed of the tracks on this album. I even like the intro for Regeneration better than I like this track. Oh no. I know, right? I don't know. I think it's because you can't really understand the lyrics very well in this, even though they are extremely simple. Push, feel, got, break. Push, I had a dream, feel everything, see you later, follow. Got, break, killer me, take it, fuck the whole, see you later, follow. I mean, this is not like Shakespeare or anything, but I'd still like to be able to hear it. And it's very, very, very hard on this track. It's a very bombastic, very that kind of thing going on. I think honestly it might be faster than it needed to be. This one I do give a 7 out of 10 to. I'm tempted to give it 6, but I'm not that mean because it's supposed to be a fast, short song. And I think, to be honest, that they may have had slightly corrupted vocals to work with on this one. Lead vocals by Wayne Static and Zero, meaning that they had stems to work with from Wayne. So you can't blame everything on what the finished product is, I suppose. You have to. Some of the blame belongs with, the samples. Any rate, it's a little emotional. The last one is Dead Souls. This is it for Project Regeneration, folks. Volume 1. This is the final song. Dead Souls. Lead vocals by Wayne Static and none other than Al Jorgensen, our friend from the band Ministry. I haven't talked about them before on this channel, but we'll get to Ministry eventually. Al Jorgensen is a prolific creator, and it would behoove me to mention him at some point. Him and Ministry. They've done an amazing amount for the world of industrial metal. And industrial music, indeed, in general. Any rate, though. Dead Souls. Dead Souls is a sad fucking song. The entire song feels like something that was written probably very much in the same mindset as a lot of the Machine was, but like not the majority of the album Machine. Like the song Cold. The song The Only. Songs like Just in Case. That's what kind of vein this is in. This is sad, folks. This is a sad song. Can you set me free? Would you die for me? Turn on the news. It's all death and destruction. Lie my head back, try to dislocate. I close my eyes. I remember the good days. I close my eyes, try to forget hate. There was a lot of shit going on inside Wayne at this time, folks, and it comes through. It's a 9 out of 10 song. It would have been better if it was a little bit more energetic, and I don't really agree with putting this slow piece of a song as your final track. In fact, arguably, I would have taken something from the middle of Volume 2 and put it here instead. But this is what we got. Dead Souls. It was a very poignant song, because every time it comes on, I know that I'm about to hear sad stuff. It makes me feel inside, I miss Wayne a lot. And that's what it makes me feel. So, all in all, I give Project Regeneration Volume 1. I give this a 10 out of 10. No, I don't. That is a lie. I give this thing a 9 out of 10. They're trying to be perfect. They weren't quite perfect. Couple of things that I think could have been done differently with the vocals. And I think a couple of the songs were a little rushed. Truth be told, I would have liked to hear the album breathe a little bit more. But this is a direction, admittedly, that Asego was going in back in the day. So, should I complain? I can, but who cares? Any rate, this has been Nox Burzum, leading you once again into the void. Keep on listening to great songs, lots of heavy metal, and keep on watching fucked up movies. I give this album a 9 out of 10. Go out, buy it right now, support SAGX. They're on the road for Project Regeneration. In fact, they were playing Wisconsin this weekend for a very small fest that's going on outside. Don't worry, 10,000 capacity stadium, limited to 2,000 people. So, thanks for turning it into the void. I will see you again very soon. Peace, love, and heavy metal, folks. Bye.